good evening. Tonight we'll skip the intro video because I don't know why Facebook is not allowing, there are some problems in terms of the videos that I have with the intro. So I'm trying to sort out the copyright of the music while I'm at it. So that's why tonight we are starting a little bit earlier. So it's worthwhile for you to invite your friends, share your friends, because whomever that have a sharer tag on your, that I can see on my mobile, I will have a blessing of this 贵人符. This 贵人符 is a simple 贵人符 but we will have my 茅山祖师 struck on it. So then you can, I will send it to you. Normal post cannot be post laju because if one piece of paper post laju, pokai, this master do every night, free information plus have to use my own money, pokai. So whomever got sharer, only sharer tonight while I'm live that I can see. Those that have a sharer tag on top of your chart, then you're eligible to get it. So I just screen cap from my mobile, then I will know. If you don't have sharer badge, apa pun tada, okay? That's how it goes 8 days continuous already, so at least share, get more people to know about this knowledge and so on. Okay, happy Friday. Wait, let me capture. Okay, as we go up now. So those that are sharer, then I will send out to you via normal post. Then don't rush me for normal post, because now the numbers keep on going up in Penang. So going to post office also a little bit worried. So I will see which schedule is easy, and then I will sneakily go into the post office and send to you guys. So therefore, don't rush me. Don't say, hey, where's my thing? Where's my 贵人符? So share to your friends, whomever that alamak cannot see green color punya pasal. Wow, cannot see because I set the thing to, but just normal 贵人符 I will have the chalk thing. Cannot see you. Alamak, the screen, see? It's transparent. So, but it's green color 贵人符 only for sharer. Those with sharer badge. No sharer badge one, I will not give anything. Because at least you sign in while we wait for some people, because sometimes it get caught up. So tonight, after we talk about so many episodes on wandering spirits, on earth spirit, tonight we will slowly go into deeper. Not slowly, maybe straight, we just go deep into the human heart. The human heart. Why is the human heart? It's because of hex. How many of you have heard about this thing called hex? This thing called hex, or in Cantonese called gong tao, or in Mandarin we call it Jiang. So how many of you have heard? You can type head, H-E-A-D. So I will know how many of you have heard of it before. Maybe all of you newbie never heard of this thing called Jiang or hex before. So Yamen, green color, is it different? Usually it's red. Yeah, usually it's red color. Now they have 5 colors. They have those came up with 5 colors. So green color one is just that it's much more speedier, faster, speed. Out of 9 people, only 2 people heard of Gong Tao. Walao, only 2 people heard of hex. That means that's good lah. So I have to start from the beginning, or 3 person, or at least 3 out of 6 out of 9, at least 30%. Or 4. So, but the numbers are also growing. Okay, so if you have heard this thing called hex, then we talk about hex, gong tao, jiang tou. Some people in the West, they call it black magic, but black magic is not so precise term. You know, like it's, for example, if you have more terms for a thing, then you can be very specific. For example, if you have only two words to describe your emotion, either happy or sad, then most of the time you're only between these two, happy or sad only. You cannot go beyond that to explain. So for hex, there are also many types. Some that have no idea, they will just say it as black magic. But black magic is actually the lightest form of hex, because that has to do, later I will talk about it. Before I talk, then Jason is excited about write your name, date of birth. No need. No need. The one that I'm giving out, the hex one, not hex, I'm not giving out any hex. The one that I'm giving out one is you can just burn together when you are burning, you're offering your gold paper or silver paper. That will be good enough already. Okay? That one you can just burn while you burn your offer, your gold paper, your any other paper offerings. You can burn together. That's fine. Okay, so no need to write your name and date of birth, because if you write your name and date of birth, then it will be specifically for a function. This one is more gathering of helpful people. Alright, so tonight we are going to talk about hex. A lot of people in our modern day and age, they will say that, this one in the movies only. For things such as hex, gong tao, jiang tou, all these are only in the movies. Now where God still have this type of thing. Part of it is the truth is that now it's not common. It's not as common as maybe 50 or 60 years ago. Now it's not as common, but it is still alive and well. Okay, this practice, this branch of magic, or this branch of sorcery, as you call it, is still alive and well. And it's often the most misunderstood term that a lot of people use. You know, because we are helping out, and also I'm leading a temple. In terms of I write a lot of spiritual blogs. Oftentimes people will message me. They say that I've been hacked by someone, or someone has 下降头 on me, or someone have already do some black magic on me. And then then I ask what makes you think that you have black magic, or someone did black magic to you. Then they will tell me that they have headache, they walk and then they fell down. Jatuh longkang is also part of get gong tao. And then they say that they can see spirit, or they can feel spirit. So all of that is not being hexed. It's not being hexed. So people were blaming, you know, like their luck not so smooth. Then they say somebody gong tao them, somebody do some hex on them. So how do you ascertain and be sure, or how do you start to suspect that you have been hexed? Okay. Jason say, the person go drink water given by Thai mistress. That one could be. Later when I explain this, then you will know. Why? Let's first look at the tradition first. Where does gong tao, or this hex, starts from? A lot of people, they don't know. They thought that hex, jiang tou, this thing is only in Hong Kong movies or Taiwanese movies, or local. You know, now Netflix is sponsoring a lot of Southeast Asian region movie makers, so they make all those ghost stories on Netflix. But the black magic, or what we call hex, is across the globe. each and every different cultures and tradition have hex, have this what we call Jiang. It has different forms, but we can categorize it into different ways. So let me explain to you, because some of it I've met before. The people who have cast the hex, I will go into the stories. So you need to listen till complete. Maybe we can't complete all my info tonight. Then we'll continue on Saturday, tomorrow. Anyway, from the olden days, it started in China. So it started in China for our Southeast Asian region. For our Asian region, it started in China. So China moving from China, from a lot of people say it started from Maoshan area, but it started from that region. Slowly it came down to Sichuan, the Sichuan area, and then going further down to Yunnan. So from that area onwards, all those practitioners, then they slowly, we call it mutate lah. Just like now you have your COVID-19 strain that mutate, right? The practice of that sorcery mutates itself according to the local culture and also the local ingredients that they can find. At first it started with pure using of spirits to control certain facets of the human mind. But after the controlling of the using spirits to control, as it moved downwards, southern China, then more towards Sichuan, then even further down Yunnan, that area, because of the specific area that have a lot of different types of herbs, a lot of different types of things that we call medicine. From medicine also you have a lot of poison. So because it's the area, the flora and fauna, then you can work different things out. That's when from the Yunnan area we have those things called gu. Gu means there's already 3 worms, 3个虫, 就一个gu. So they transform itself from controlling spirits down towards Yunnan area. It becomes towards controlling certain microbes that they let you ingest, and then when they do certain chanting or certain mantras, it will awaken that particular larva inside your body. So that larva is very resistant even to temperature. That means it can go into your stomach and stay there. And then once it hears the mantra, the specific sound, then those larvae will break up and then will form, become whatever, even like become sort of like a parasite in your body. So then the practitioner will be able to control your body. When we talk about Yunnan, it's not only a lot of people say this one all myth. Like people talk about those people that goes and have a lot of local villager girlfriends, then they get poison or things like that, then they blame on they blame on hex. Actually, during the Cultural Revolution, in one of the times when Mao Zedong himself went into Yunnan area, actually he was also hexed. And then a lot of his assistants at that time knew that he was hexed. And after he was hexed, actually it was in the history books that when he was hexed, he went into a coma. He cannot wake up. So when he cannot wake up, those people in that area actually went, they knew that he already kena those local Yunnan area type of hex that is from the larva. So they tried to because those type of hex is what we call Jiang. That means it's love hex. That means they do it out of love. What they do is that they let you eat something. Once that goes into your stomach, you cannot leave that particular village or that particular town. Once you try to leave, right, then they will be able to chant. If they chant, then the larva inside, the parasite inside your body will start to activate, and then will start to eat you up inside. So it's to prevent those people who would like to have a relationship with the ladies in the village, the girls in the village, and then decide to leave them. So this is given. And Mao Zedong actually was one of, he had been hexed. So when he was in the coma, they have to then go and find the old lady that actually knew how to undo this hex. Because those ladies, those young ladies in the villages, they only know how to cast the lava, how to activate it, but they don't know how to undo it. So that because as you go throughout the generations, like a lot of people know how to do it, then they don't know how to undo the thing. So later they did manage to find an old lady that knows how to undo it, and that's how Mao Zedong was saved. And then you have your current China. If not, he would have passed on in Yunnan throughout his traveling. Okay, because Mao Zedong was also quite famous as a ladies' man. if you have read his biography. Okay, so even his time, they don't believe in any sort of deities like all that, but still cannot hex. So you cannot escape whether you believe or you don't believe. Then from Sichuan area comes down from that area comes down to Yunnan, then further going down to Laos, going down to Cambodia, then reaching Thailand, Malaysia. So it all goes down this region. So our region here, the main part of it could be from Maosan, from the practice of Maosan, but when it reached to, for example, down into Laos, Cambodia, and so on, it mutates itself due to the local culture and also the local, what we saw, the local spiritual or pagan belief added onto it. So it changes form and go up, down Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and all that, all the way until Malaysia. So in our Southeast Asia or Asian region, there is one group, okay, of practitioners of hex. Then in Egypt, also we have another group. Egypt from ancient times, they still have, yes, they do have, a lot of people say, hey, I thought Egypt, they are Muslim or, you know, from the olden days, there are still those traditions of Egypt who practice hex through black magic, of course. So black magic is alive and well also in Egypt. So the thing with Egypt, I'm not so familiar because they use different part of activation and different parts of different types of summoning. So the things that they summon will be different already. So for Egypt side also I have met before, because those lineage from Egypt actually they went on into Europe. So in Europe I have had my student that have encountered their clients has been hexed through Egyptian black magic, and then it's very complex in the sense of, because the one that's casting the black magic is the mother of a person that's suspected of doing drug dealing. So their whole family is, in Cantonese we say, very lao gao one. So my student asked me whether I can help with that to solve the black magic, because the lady suspect she has been hexed was actually, she married to the person that's doing the drug business, suspected lah. So I don't know. So therefore the mother-in-law was the one that cast the hex on her. So their whole family, they have all these things, maybe, I don't know. So I didn't interfere in the case, because for black magic, it's for hex, it's very different from your normal spiritual disturbance, because hex is about sorcery. Sorcery means that there's one party that's casting, doing certain intentions on towards the person. So it's not so much more of, you know, you walk somewhere, or you missaid something, or you misstep something, and then you offended a spirit. In terms of like normal days when they are, or followed by a spirit. With sorcery is different. Sorcery, that means things are summoned, spirits are summoned, spirits are used in order to attack that person specifically. So it's no longer between the spirit and the human. It's human and human, what we call conflict. So the conflict, the spirit is just a means to an end to get what they want the other party is having. So the spirit is no longer the theme already. The spirit then becomes a means only to achieve whatever they want to achieve. So it gets different. A lot of people, they don't understand. Oh, same they kena hex, they kena the ghost, so you can solve. It's not likely. Okay, so Wang Qige say Mao Zedong is a womanizer. So that one you have to go and research. I don't think I have time to explain so long, all right? Because I think his biography is quite a lot. You can go and research on it. So for the Egypt part, so Egypt, across the Middle East, there's another group. So just now we talked about Southeast Asia, right? Now Egyptian part, there's another group. So downwards now, where the next one, very close to our Asia, Northern Asia and also parts of Asia, India. India also has different types of group of people, especially on the southern side of India, which is near Kerala and so on. There they also have another group of people who practices hex and black magic. So this type of group there in Kerala, and their form of black magic is different from the ones in Southeast Asia that we are used to. That means from China all the way down to Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, it's quite similar. That means we can trace, we can know what they are using. Egypt, a different breed. Then India, another different breed. In terms of most of it, it will be in southern India. So southern India, one thing very dangerous for southern India is that our Rinpoches used to tell us is that for maybe things like 200 ringgit, the price 200 ringgit or 300 ringgit, they can make someone to become crazy. Okay, so that's how cheap for you to get someone to become crazy. And it works because the part of it in southern India are those who have practiced black magic through another form of yogi practice. What they call, those are the ones that they sleep in the graveyard, they eat in the graveyard. Their practice is also solely has to do with spirits. So those are the practitioners of this type of black magic. So they are another different phase in India. So from India, as we move on north, then in the Himalayan region, there is another group of people who practices another type of black magic or hex. So for the Tibetan side, they are already famous in the olden days, even the days before Padma Sambhava. So the Bonpos, so those people who practice black magic, so they summon the mountain deities, or what we call the mountain gods, the high, their mountain spirits, those fierce spirits who practices themselves or who cultivate themselves in those high mountains. So they will summon those bonpos, they will summon those spirits, those mountain spirits to do or to help them in terms of doing their harm towards another person. So that one is another region already. So the one in the Himalayan region is different from the one in India, Kerala. So therefore, how many of you still can follow so far? If you can follow, type follow. You can type follow. If not, I think most people lost already. Duncan say one of the famous one Tibetan is Milarepa. Yeah, Milarepa is also why there's part of reason why next we'll go into the motivation. Why people are motivated in terms of learning hex or black magic. Okay, so everyone can follow, and then we go next. So for the Tibet and so on, so I also had a case in terms of the Tibetan. I think it was my second time when I was in Russia. There was this lady that my organizers, she attended my class or not, I forgot already. But I know that my organizer brought her to see me during our dinner time. Then she told me that this Russian lady, my organizer brought her along, and then during our group dinner. So this Russian lady, she was married to a Tibetan doctor, or a doctor who practices like our traditional Chinese medicine, but they practice Tibetan medicine in Russia. So this guy is a Tibetan. Then the lady is a Russian. She said that she married to this person, and then whenever and then they don't have a good marriage, according to her, because that's just her part of the story. So she told me that they had a bad marriage, and then whenever she tries to leave this man, this particular Tibetan doctor, then her family members or she herself would have a lot of met with a lot of accidents. Either her son, she had a teenage son, either her son would broke his leg, met with an accident, or she herself would encounter some sort of accidents, some sort of illness, so that prolong her decisions to leave this Tibetan doctor, and she never managed to leave the doctor. So she was asking whether I can help her in any way. Then I told her that it's quite difficult because I don't know actually what is the behind story. As I've said since yesterday, right? Whatever it is, people when they talk to you, it's about their part of the story, but it's never the complete story. So never mind. So after I met up with her, I think I taught her some things to do, just basic things to do that she can try to do to assert whether she has been hacked or not. But that night when I went back to my hotel room, and then I went to the hotel room and sleep, in the middle of the night, then the dream already came to me already. There was this group of a lot, I think I've mentioned this story, this group, a lot of people out, just like, a parade. And then the parade, they light on fire, those type, Tibetan types. So they were all coming towards. So then I know already it's a sign of warning that not to interfere in this particular case, because I also don't know what happened. So they are another different region, type of people who practice different part of black magic or hacks. Okay, so therefore comes down, and then even in Southern America, then we have the voodoo, or Africa, they have voodoo. So all that different parts of the world, they have different parts of their practicing of hacks. So it's not a one place. So it's not like, only in Southeast Asia we only have Gong Tao and all this. This Gong Tao only, or from Thailand. A lot of people now they say, Gong Tao, this one from Thailand, or this one from Malaysia. Don't know which master say can do Gong Tao. So, but it's actually globally, there are still practitioners of this art and practitioners of this sorcery. Of course, they have lineages, they have people that taught them how to do it. Then our next question is, before we move on, the next question. So far, you already know practitioners of this sort of sorcery is across the globe. It's across the globe. It's not only confined to a specific region. So the reason why a lot of us are not exposed or so on is that a lot of us are saying that we now live in the world talking mainly about science. We talk about scientific things. People are dying in a way, yes, scientific things. So all this is just like people do to scare off their enemy, but actually it's not. It's working. It's just that a lot of those who have the media attention, such as those in America, in UK, in Australia, and so on, those that have the media attentions of the world and also populate most of the English information on internet, on YouTube, seldom talks about hex, but it's alive and well. Just give you an example. Yesterday I was mentioning about, a factory that has problem with Dato Kong. So that particular expat from US, that Amor from US, also don't know how to pay respect to the Dato. Later, after that, he had back problems that needs to go back suddenly out of the blue. After he take on that position in that factory, he had a back problem that was not able to be solved, or he decided to go back to US for surgery. Once he's back in US for surgery, then he came back to Malaysia already. Somehow or rather, cannot come back to Malaysia. And that's the end of his expat stints in Malaysia. So Amor one Natokong already cannot handle. They cannot handle Hex one. Hex is a whole new ball game. So, and then for your guys' information, just to get things interesting. Last time, not last time, a few years back, people say, there have been rumors that people spread that I am a black magic practitioner. They say I'm a very high level black magic practitioner, that I can affect people's mind to go and sign whatever contracts and things like that. I can have the ability to change their decision making, or make them in a way that they'll be able to sign away their net worth, their company, sign away their money or things like that. So today our PM already came out, make some speech, right? So if you guys want to hire me to go and affect him, you are welcome to do so. I can, if I'm so good as people claim that I can affect other people to sign away their money, sign away their company, then maybe I should offer these services to our opposition, so that they can do something. So if a person, coming back to what is the motivation for the existence of this in so many regions around the world? Why is it still being practiced? Because in our modern day and age, a lot of people, it's easy to earn money. It's easy to earn a living, not say earn money, to earn a living. It's getting easier because of industrialization. So why does hex exist? Because if I talk about this, then later we talk about the types of hex that a person can do and can cast. So why does it exist? One, there are several reasons, 3 reasons. One is because of poverty. So when a person, a lot of people will be asking, why a person want to go and learn this type of skill or this type of sorcery? Why do one person want to learn? So if you guys have an idea, you can type out, why would people want to learn this part, or what a lot of people know as black magic? Why do people want to learn this part of art? Because a lot of people will understand nowadays that if you learn, if you harm someone, then the karma will come back to you, or it's not good. Ever since you have been taught from small, it's not good to harm another person. So why would a person wants to learn a skill that can harm others? Okay. We have Duncan saying it's for revenge. Sam saying it's for control people. Alright, so why would you want to control people? Control people. That one is later we'll talk about types of hex. It's only specific types of hex where they seek to control only. Okay, one of the the main reason is Jerome says cari makan. Why cari makan? There are many things that you can do. So why do you need to go and cari makan from a skill that is main intention is to harm people? Why you want to cari makan? Actually, it's not cari makan so simple. It's for what we call survival. So the main reason, number one, is poverty. So if you are in a very poverty-stricken area where the person also do not have things to eat, or their family members are struggling to get food, and this is the only skill that they are able to learn, despite maybe they got no education or no things like that. These are the only skill that they're able to learn. So you don't talk to them about karma. Don't talk to them about this thing will come back to you. You don't need to talk about them about you must do good, because their most basic necessity also they cannot find or be able to fulfill already. So if someone give them certain amount of money, this skill can get them money, right? So they don't care about the karma anymore. They don't care about what's going to come back later already, because they, at least at this particular moment, they can get some money to survive. So that is the one that is driving most of those people who are doing or learning this skill and art. The second thing is, as Duncan said, revenge, vengeance. Why? Because the society in our olden age, especially in when we are doing a lot of farming, we call it the agrarian age or farming age time. That means if you're a farmer, if you're a landowner, you are a rich person, or if you do certain type of business, or you are with you know someone high in the government or so on, or you're a government official, then you have specific status. So the poor will never be able to meet, will never be able to have an equality with the ones that who are rich, who are powerful. And then the society is divided in such a way that if there is a injustice that happens to you, and you are poor, you are of lower class, or as a poverty-stricken, there's no way you can get your justice. You can never get your what we call a fair treatment or a fair return. For example, your family member, your sister got raped by this rich person. So this rich person is very influential person in the village. So in order for you to get the government officials, get the things to catch this person, to put this person into their village court or whatever, it's almost impossible. That means you can never get justice. So that's part of what Duncan, just now you talk about Milarepa, is the same with Milarepa's story, is that when you feel that you have been oppressed, you have been bullied up until maximum, there is no other choice, there's no other avenues for you to get your fair, just whatever treatment or compensation or things like that. That's when people resort to black magic. They resort to hacks. Even though some of the hacks, as you learn, as you know through history, some of the hacks, it's actually a kamikaze work. That means the moment that person dies, you also die together with them. But why are they willing to learn all this? It's because of the injustice that they have been suppressed. So they have been, what we call, the person, they get tekan until maximum already. Their mind and their whole focus of mind is that they need to get the revenge. So no matter how hard is it to learn, even ultimately they have to sacrifice themselves. So be it. They are after you means they are after you already. So that's why the reason why it's still practiced across so many parts of the world, and why it's still we have effective practitioners across the world is due to this. Even though in our today's society, it's never about The ego comes very much later. The ego comes very much later when the person is famous and and feared by a lot of people in the village and so on. Then only the egos come. Before that, nobody knows. And then a lot of people won't go to such extreme just to rub their ego the right way. Okay, so mainly it's through that. And even up until today, a lot of people in a lot different parts of the world still feel the same, is that they cannot get unjust treatment because the people who are influential, people who are in power, people who have the money, they feel that they have been played by the system, and the system cannot deliver them a equal and equal or fair treatment or whatever. That's where they refer to they resort to using hacks. Okay, so there's another story that I can think of. Just these few years, quite these few years back only, there's a temple in Thailand. So the chief abbot passed away already. So because the chief abbot passed away, the chief monk passed away, who was in charge of that particular temple. So just as the chief monk passed away, there's another group of people who somehow managed to get court order, and they say they are the legitimate committees of that particular temple, because they know that the monk that passed away, he did a lot of good things and many supporters from the village and so on. So the funds and everything is quite a lot, and also the properties that belongs to the temple also quite a lot. So the only thing that this group of people wanted was actually to take over the funds, the money, the temple properties and so on. So they managed to get court order and so on. It's a very long story, so now I'm talking in brief. So they managed to get the court order and all that. Once they got the court order, they went into the temple, they took all the cash in broad daylight, and everybody was seeing what they are doing. So they took all the cash and everything like that, and everything with it. And then furthermore, they put those old committees who were serving the chief monk to court by giving them injustice accusations and so on, because they are just farmer villagers. So this group of committee members, influential, so they took everything, furthermore put them to court, accused them in order they want to take the whole thing and make sure to silence those people in the village. This is a real story, a real event that happened just a few years back. So after they won, this group of committee people, they won their judgment, they managed to take over this particular temple. I think about 5 of them, the main committee members, the new committee members, 5 of them, each one of them died mysteriously. Some accident, some just collapsed at their home, some fell into the river, drowned, and so on. But the thing is that whenever they pull their body out, these 5 particular people, all their body turns into really dark green color. The whole body went black in just a short moment of their death. So the people in the village suspected that this group of people was hacks because of the things that they have done. Because they had power, they had money, they had all the lawyers and things like that. And so they decide, because they thought these villagers are good to bully, good for them to take the things from them without anything. So therefore these 5 people died mysteriously, one after the other, just within 1 week. Okay, so therefore those people that don't know, they say, wow, so coincidence. Those of us that know, we know what happened. So one of the main motivation of this is always about all these few factors. So knowing so far about this is that number one, you know that hex is alive and well. Number two is that the reason why most of people that resort to this is because of the injustice, because of they have been suppressed, they have been bullied. The main factor was always the being bullied, being put in a very difficult position. Therefore, they have to resort to this. Okay? The ones that use hex, that means you are a very rich person, or you have the ability, you have the means, you are to hire some people who practice hex and sorcery. That one, when you have been hexed by someone due to this, that means the person is rich, the person just wants to bully you, or they want to specifically, they want to push you to the corner, they hire the hex person and so on. That one, you can easily get many people to help you solve your problem. You don't have to worry, because that one is easier to get people to solve your problem for you, because there are many people who's going to help you if you are innocent. If you are innocent. But most of the time, as I've said yesterday evening, 可怜之人必有可恶之处. That means the people who think that they are pitiful will usually have a very what we call unbearable ugliness in them. So what we can learn is that, number one, as a person, whatever that you do in society, that you come out to do in society, in everything that you do, against the people that you do not like, against the people that you don't give a damn, against the people who you think who are lower than you, never go to the extreme. That means if you push and leave the person no road for them to walk anymore, that person will also leave you no road. You never know the person who they know, what they know, or whom they know, their next person they know. Because that person, if you push them to the maximum, when they have no other ways or no other means to move, because you think that you have big ego, you have big power, a lot of people you know, like Dato Sri la, the police la, whomever la, you know, you can push the person that they cannot come back, then that's the mistake. Because those people, when they go after you, right, they go all the way on. Your money, your connection will never be able to help you. Because I've seen many of such cases. Because as I told you guys, some of the people I know, they tell me the stories. Even in our current time, in our background, government, also there are people who are playing, especially in this round. So then that's the first thing lah. Don't push people to the maximum. Second thing is that if people who cannot, if your friends, if your acquaintances or your friends cannot accept seeing you more successful than them, you better don't be so close to them. You better slowly, slowly drift apart. Don't be too close to someone who cannot be happy for your success. Do not be close to someone who would always be jealous of the things you have, of the success that you are enjoying, or the companionship that you are enjoying, because those people are the most dangerous people that you are surrounding yourself with, because those are time bombs. You will never know one day their envy will turn into hate, and their hate then will turn into seeking some other ways to harm you that you don't know. Some, they like to go direct in front of you. If they don't like you, they will scold the hell out of you. They just tell you in front that they don't like you. Or they will just make you a public enemy, so you know that that person is your enemy. But the friends that you think whom are your friends, the friends but that cannot bear to, that means they have some, you will notice you don't tell me you don't notice. A lot of you that listen to my, to this channel all of you are at least 30 years old already. So don't tell me you don't know when somebody, your friends is already not happy with or not quite can be happy for you when you make it, or when you're successful, when you become the top sales, when you become the best employee, when you made your first million, when you made your biggest sale. And then those people who are not happy for you, you better stay away. Wong, they are not your enemies, they are your friends. They are your friends. Your enemy one is easy, because from very far, you know what they are trying to do already if they are your enemy. It's those who claim who are your friends, then you have to be very careful. Because out of many cases of people get hacked, is someone close to them who did it. It's not their enemy. Because your enemy, they day in and day out, they already very openly is against you, and very openly is wanting to do something to you. So they don't have to go to the back. They don't have to seek other means that cannot be known by you. Okay? So the most important things that you need to take away from this evening, at least this evening, is that you must, these two things you must. Now, Karina was saying at least 50. Yeah, at least 50. If at least 50, that means you must, these two things you must be very good. One, everything that you do, leave a few feet. Don't push all the way. The second thing is that those people cannot be happy from you. For you, cannot be happy for you, whomever it is, family or family members, distant family members or friends, distance them apart, because it's not worthwhile, because those are time bombs. As you the more or the better you get, those people will then, they'll have what in Cantonese says some lay ping hang. Their emotions cannot be balanced up. So their emotions are even tilted further when you are successful. So when they are some lay pa ping hang, sing li bu ping hen time, so then they will try to do something for it to become balanced. Okay. So you have to spiritual distancing, not social distancing, spiritual distancing. So you have to have that distancing, but never mind. Today Friday, so I try to complete. Okay. So next, what we do, what we understand from traditional where it comes from, different types of region, different types of regions, the motivations of why the people are doing what they are doing. Now we go into the types of hacks. We go into specifically the types of hacks. So there are, black magic is considered lighter form. Hacks, because you are using sorcery. Before hacks, we have another category which we call charm. Charm means C-H-A-R-M, not C-H-A-M. C-H-A-M, charm means ayo throw in Hokkien we say charm. This one is charm, C-H-A-R-M. So charm is due to more likely a different part. It's a different part of hacks which has to do with love, has to do with relationship. So charm, usually they will charm the person, or they charm the general public. So they charm the person so they are more likable. That one is white magic, not so much about hacks or black magic. If it's charm in another way, is that it affects, or as just now Sam Lu say, is that it controls the other person's emotions. So that one, it has to do with the hex category. So they can hex you to fall in love with them, or to be lustful after them. That means every day you have to think about them. Your mind keep on appearing their images, keep on appearing images of you and the other person together. In your dreams also, you will have wet dreams about them. You will start to dream about them, even though maybe you have just met them once or twice, not even talk much, but you start to have those dreams. And those dreams then would later make it easy for that person to approach you, then for you to establish a relationship. So that is the hex form. And this type of relationship hacks, love hacks, this type are not for the relationship one. These are not what we call really deep hacks, really complex hacks. So this one are much easier to do. So there are a lot of people who are doing this, okay, to make you fall in love and so on. So that's why if you just get to know that person, boyfriend, girlfriend, just going out, or maybe going out for dating, you have to be careful. If you really don't know that person, just maybe met through WeChat, met through the internet or whatever, the first few times you go out, you better be careful on the drinks, on the things that you have. Of course, there's a joke I'm thinking. Of course, if your profile picture doesn't match your real person, then that's okay, because they will not put a hex on you. So in terms of the hex, if it's for lustful hex, usually there are two types. One is that they use specific types of herbs for you to ingest. The other second type is that they will use the spirits to control you. So I've written the article about Naman Prai, about the ghost oil, minyak dagu and so on. Actually, I'm supposed to write part 2, but never got the time because nowadays busy. So once they got the ghost, when only will the victim be awakened? That means you already kena the love hex. You already 中那个情降，中咗嗰個情降， and then you don't know. You also didn't ask for help. So the thing progress. So there are two scenarios that you will wake up. Two scenarios for a lady. If a lady charm a man, I don't know. That one I also don't know when can wake up. But for men, hex a lady, in terms of the relationship, especially or lustful, when can they wake up? If it's not so deep, not so complex type of charm, the moment you had sexual relationship with that person, the next morning you will wake up already. You will realize that, hey, how come I'm interested in this person? Or this is not my type, why did I sleep with him? And so on. So this one is more lighter side one. So that means this one is usually they do the man cast it to get a one night stand, because or just to get the person into a sexual relationship, because the moment they had sex with you, the next day then you will be awakened already. Then there's another type which the person is doing it to tie you up because they want you to be their wife, to be their partner. So these are done more deeply, this type of hex. This type of hex, the only way the lady will be awakened is after they've given birth to their first child. Once you've given birth to the first child, then they will be awakened from the hex. And then usually when they are awakened from the hex, it's already too late. Because when you're in a hex, it's not like you totally don't remember anything. Come on, it's not like you've been hypnotized to totally, hey, how come I'm here, or things like that. It wouldn't. It's just that you have been awakened by that particular need or obsession towards that man. So suddenly after you give birth, right, instantly you find that you are totally not attracted to that person anymore, or you can't even recognize the person, or you don't, you totally is not compatible with you. But usually that by that time it is too late already. By that time it's too late, and for some ladies they will just go along with it because they already had the children, and then they see this particular man also treat them okay, so they just go along. And then those that suddenly wake up, either then further spin into worse drama lah, because then they find that they are not in love with this man. Then if they ask for divorce, one is okay. If the type that they don't ask for divorce one, then they go out and have another relationship. So then the whole thing becomes even more complex. Okay, so that's how they get hexed in terms for the love type. So for the love relationship one, usually it has to do with something you ate. They somehow able to touch your skin, and also give you some gift that you place in your home. So one of these three ways to get you through. Okay, so something you ate, something somehow they're able to touch you. Touch you one is usually through using the minyak dagu, the ghost oil. So but then they want to touch you once, they'll touch you a few times. The gift, and for another type is that it's through something that you step. So in the olden days, but through something that you step, usually those are being done just for sexual relationship one. That means the moment you had sex with the person, then they'll wake up. So they will usually do certain types of talisman, and then they will burn where the victim will walk through. So the moment they walk through, right, then they will be hexed, or temporarily they will have a very good obsession with the person. Okay, all this is alive and well. A lot of people, a lot of those bad intention practitioners, they know how to do this. So how as a lady you can avoid this? Number one is that if your family members have strong faith, or if your family have strong altar, it's not so easy to hex the person. Meaning that, let's say your parents or your in-laws or whomever, they like to do a lot of chanting, or you yourself, you like to do a lot of practice, a lot of chanting and so on, it's not so easy to hex you. Number two is that if you have some sort of protective charm, some sort of protective things that you wear, it's also not so easy to hex you in such a way. But in terms of using the minyak dagu, the naman prai, is that they have to apply more times than once. But if naturally that particular lady has no religious background whatsoever, the home also does not have any form of altar or things like that, then they are more easy to get hexed by the other party. Okay. So these are the love hacks lah. Then we talk about basically going through because I think the time is 1 hour plus. So basically going through the hacks. The next one is the one where we call real hacks, is when they treat you or they label you as the enemy. So they are using sorcery to affect you. So there are three ways to affect the person, which is number one, using hex has to do with disease, lower your luck, and number three, death. So there are these 3 types of hex that a person can cast. They can cast their sorcery. So the final one, when we talk about death one, you don't have to be so concerned about it, is because the real ones that can cast from far, can cast from remotely to make a person die instantly or slowly, now there are less than a handful for our Southeast Asian region of practitioners who are able to do this. The rest, all that we can say is cari makan. The real ones that can do is less than a handful, that means less than 5 in this region. So a lot of them are also not doing just for fun or just for money because of the karma that will be affected. So you don't have to worry about, wow, somebody wants you dead, I want to cast you dead and all that. Very remote chance. Unless on normal days, you as a human being, your character is ha-ha papa. Ha-ha papa means what? Means you like to bully people. Anybody that comes to your eyesight, also you don't like one. Those people always you want to play some tricks on them, do them badly, or you go and rape people's daughter lah, do certain things on others, then you'll be very worried. But if normal people like you and me, your chances of meeting up with these practitioners or with these people who are willing to cast the spell is very, very remote, much further than a vaccinated 2-dose person who met up with stage 5 on a low infected count country. Okay, so that's how remote your chances are. We are not saying it won't happen, but it's very low. Okay, so for the one that's doing for disease or to lower your luck, usually for the those who are using Taoist magic and those who are using like in India, also all India, Egypt, Southeast Asia, China, usually they will be using some sort of spirit in their bidding. That means they will either control certain spirits that specifically have been cast to affect you, or they are using a group of spirits from a specific burial place to cast onto you, so that those spirits will continuously affect you in a certain way to lower your luck on a long term. For those in Tibet, in Europe, in Egypt, also a different form is that they will summon different types of beings. Those beings are what in the Western world usually classify as demons. So they will cast those demons to do their bidding in terms of they do something in exchange for whatever they summon up to affect you. So then they will affect you in such a way. Okay. So for the health and to lower your luck one, the person will notice, they won't notice one. So we usually, when we talk about Feng Shui Master, also they say they have 3 classes of Feng Shui Master. So for the black magicians or the people who know how to do hacks, I would also give them 3 different classes. So they are first class, second class, and third class. Third class types of sorcerers or hacks, before they want to cast the sorcery or do Gong Tao on you or do Jiang Tao on you, they need your photo, your nails or your hair, your saliva, or anything, certain things that come out from your private part, and then your date of birth, your house address. So once they have all this complete, then only they'll be able to cast a hex onto you. They cannot cast a hex onto you if they don't have the complete information. So as you know, it must be someone, wait, let me drink. So it must be someone really close to you, they have all those things and then they can get from you. That's why just now, when we start, then a lot of people say, from Thai mistress and so on. Because they are your mistresses and so on, or your sugar boy, your boy toy or whatever. So because they are close to you, then they'll be able to get all this information. But usually these are third class practitioners. Second class practitioners, they don't need a lot of things. They just need your name, your date of birth, and also your photo only. They'll be able to do the cast already, because those are much expert and much powerful sorcery who are in sorcery. And then the first class one, they just need your name and your photo only. They don't even need your date of birth, they don't need your time, they don't need your address, they don't need your nails and all, they don't need it. They just need your photo and just your name will do. Then they'll be able to cast from anywhere in the world. They'll be able to cast that particular, whatever that they want to do, depending. So first class, second class, third class. So it doesn't mean that if another thing that you can be rest assured is that it doesn't mean that because you have money, then you will be able, you pay top dollar, then you can find the first class one, or you can easily find the first class one to work for you. Not so. Many times you have money, a lot of times you're met up with con men. Those people will just take your money and then do some show and show you and then take your money, because you never know. How do you know that they are good enough, right? So most of the time they'll just entertain you, take your money, do some shows, put some animal head and put some blood and whatever, and then show you, and then you thought that you have paid top dollar. So it's not easy to find even the third class practitioners who can really do something. So this one is for you to know, so that as someone who's out in society, you don't offend, don't step on other people's tail too much, that you leave other people no grounds to move. So then there will be a big problem. So coming back, just now people say about mistresses and so on. If you are someone that likes to visit a male person or female, I don't know, a female person also got. If you are a person that likes to visit massage parlor, those extra service type of massage, or you are the one that likes to visit brothels, like to visit special karaoke type one, so you have to be really careful. If you are there for one round and then you leave one, then the chances of getting it is not high. But if you are regular patrons, you have certain ladies that you know, or certain guy that you know, then you'll be very careful, because almost all of the social workers are not all of those night workers, anywhere from Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, up all the way, even down to Singapore, Malaysia also have. They will engage certain masters to help them do their charm. One. Number two is that if they have a target of a Shui, if they are a target of Shui, they know you are rich, you have money, and all that. Then they will take you as a target. Then they will ask the specific practitioner. As I've said before, doing charm, doing relationship hacks, a lot of people are doing. It's not easy, it's not hard to find people who can do. and help them do, especially those who are working as hostesses, as in the massage or whatever, because they want to have more clients, more patrons, more people who comes to visit and specifically ask for them. So they will do those rituals. Next time if I have time, then we'll talk about the rituals. Once a year, they will go back to the so-called person that the master . So the master will do certain charm for them so that they will last them for 1 year, for them to get many customers. Okay, so we'll look at the question here before we go off. Wang Lifeng, so what about the bad karma? Who gets the bad karma? The one who casts the hex, or the one who pay or order for the hex? Okay, there's a saying in Buddhism is that if you do not have the karma to being hexed, you will not get hexed. That means if in your previous life you have not done wrong to that particular person, this lifetime they would not, or you would not be able to meet up with certain people who would cast you that sorcery or that hex. So it is quite complex. Then the one who is paying an order for the hex, of course the one that's paying an order for the hex are the ones that will be bearing the burden of the karma. But then another way, or we look at it, if they are paying for of course the relationship and all that one, they have to bear the full burden of the karma because they're affecting someone, or maybe destroying some people's family life or so ever. But if the person get pushed to the maximum, they have no ways to get some form of justice, and they in return use this, it is also because of that person's initial action that caused the other party to go after them. So that one is quite complex. In the end, we don't know who will bear it. Maybe they share the brunt, and the one that caused it is the one that gets more of the karma. That's why it's not so straightforward, black and white. Or you pay, that means you get the karma because you did if you have did wrong to the other person, in this case that I'm talking about, if you have did wrong to the other person and pushed that person, or have framed that person, have wronged that person in very big way, or caused them to lose their family members, to lose a lot of things, then it's a different story, because it's a menace to the whole village, or it's menace to society. So then it is difficult. It's difficult for us to say, to be the judge, because sometimes they are seeking retribution, so we cannot say that. Sam Lu said, temple disciples safe and protected from hex. Temple disciples safe and protected from, not necessarily, because if you kena the love hex, it's because of your own doing. Because of your own doing, you go as Casanova, or you went there as a womanizer, and you specifically have so many different people, then you're not protected from the hex, because they are not out to harm you, they are out to love you deep. So that's the problem. Okay. So we have completed about the hex. So I have to send the sharer. Wait, sharer. Whom else sharer? Okay. So, straight you kena. Wong is saying no immunity, but see Master Ham, you were straight, no, you kena or not. As I've said, if you kena class 3, the third class master hacks you, then we can easily know. There are certain ways that we can know. But if you are so unlucky that you kena the first class one, you yourself will never know. The people beside you also will never know. By the time you realize, it's already too late. It's already too late. It's not everything have a cure. That's why a lot of people who they have capability, they have money, they thought that they can play people around, they don't scared lah. You hex me also, I can go and find another master that can help me undo this. Not necessarily you can undo. It's just like yeah, since 1 to 4, we'll talk about five more minutes. That's why for those people who you are watching this, you're watching this, you happen to search for, suspect you kena Kong Tao, you suspect you kena hacks, you are watching this and then you see, oh, I'm talking so detailed, which part, all that, I better find this guy to help me solve my Kong Tao problem. Sorry, I don't solve any sort of Kong Tao problem. I don't help people solve any sort of Kong Tao problem. Just now, I've said before, because this is a two-person's conflict. So the conflict, the other party is just using sorcery as a mean to attack you. So they can use some other things. They can use people to come beat up you lah, use mafia to come and threaten your house lah. They can use many other things, but they choose to use sorcery to come after you. So this is between two persons. It has nothing to do so much more like a spiritual unjust. And then once second class and above black magic master, when they cast the sorcery spell, usually they will have a booby trap one. Booby trap means that even though you know how to undo the hex, the person that undoes it will have a repercussion, will have a straight attack. I have friends who are practicing magic, Thai magic, who are practicing Thai Vicha. They come and tell me because his master last time likes to help people solve a lot of this really heavy, hardcore stuff. He said, usually whenever the master help people undo the hex, undo this Kong Tao, the moment he undo this, he will receive a call from the family saying that, hey, from the wife usually, our son just now play somewhere, fell down, he broke his leg. Very fast, the moment he undo for this person, the next 5 minutes he receive a call from his family already. Something happened to the family, one of his family members. So it's not easy to diffuse this. It's just like our bomb diffuser, Chak Tan Jun Ka like that. So the moment you diffuse this particular hex, it will hit your own family members. That's why people are not willing to do it, because everyone has family members. So the moment they undo one thing, then it will happen. And then finally for his master, my friend told me for this master, finally the day he gave up was, he helped a person, I think a lady, to undo a certain type of hex that's been done on her. The moment he undid the hex, the person was fine already. They walked out from his altar. The wife called him, said that the son was hit by a car, died on the spot. So he lost his son in order to save the one that he just helped. So it's not worth the price of us helping. And then sometimes those people, as I've said, if you get such a persistent will of another person who wants to hex you, it means that you have in some ways guilty or have wronged that person, and then you're not telling the complete story. The another of my friend that I know also who's practicing this type of magic, his master was a famous in doing black sorcery. His master also later gave up on doing black sorcery is because his wife died as a result of I don't know, he was fighting with another group of sorcerer. So ended up, usually as I've said, it doesn't hit you, the one who's casting or the one who's fighting, because your body energy is strong. But that thing will hit someone that's really close to you, so that it lets you feel the pain. So that one, his wife died. The earlier one just now I talked, his son died. So the person that's close to you will die. So it's not worth for us practitioners to go and unlock or untie this, because in order for a person to untie this, the precepts that they hold must be much higher. So for example, if they are monk or so on, that means they hold higher precepts, then they are able to withstand all this. If not, then it will corner or sidetrack and hit somebody really close to you, which in the end, talking from a normal person, human point of view, you don't know the person really well. Why should you risk your family members to help them? And most of the time, those people are not talking the real story. They are not saying 100% what actually happened or what actually they did before they encounter that hex or they encounter that problem. So most of the time, 98% of the time, I can say they don't tell you the real story. So a lot of people who are new, who are gung-ho, they don't know, they just trying to go and to go and solve and then be a hero. Then the next moment you find out your family members was pulled into the whole scenario, which is not worth it. Okay, so with that, tomorrow we will talk about, we'll go back to animal spirits. We'll talk about animal spirits, how animal spirits affect a person, how it's been controlled by the sorcerer to affect another person or to protect a house or to affect another person, as we go further deep into it about the human mind, the dark side of the human mind. Okay, so take care, stay safe. Those that share, you cannot see the thing because it's green. I will later take a photo. Those that have sharer badge one, I will send to you guys. Normal meal, normal meal. Take care, stay safe. I will go off without music because I want to see whether YouTube has allowed the monetization. Okay, see you guys.